So let's rewind back to exactly 6 years ago. Years 2020, Zoom class is popping, COVID is still popping. You know, you're still playing 2K20, you're still playing Madden 20. Madden 20's on good run, 2K20's on a solid run, and 2K20 has held the community together. And then you see the new gameplay trailer, you see the new trailer for 2K21. And you immediately think to yourself, how good is 2K21 gonna be? Well, thank God I am here, because I'm revisiting this. I'm revisiting 2K21 with y'all. So without further ado, I'm gonna get to the explaining video and all that. I'm gonna get to explaining. So the beginning of the year in 2K. This was right, you know, immediately. This is launch day, alright? Launch day 2K21. You had mad people. You had the same build as 2K20 and all the other stuff. You had the same builds, had the same all this, had the same all that. Instead, games on cover. Yeah, now the gameplay, you know, is the gameplay still decent? Not as good, not as 2K good as 2K20 was, but the gameplay is a little different. The offense got buffed a little bit. When I say a little bit, I really mean a lot, because these play shots were out here soon some extra ignorant bullshit. Like, I'm telling you, bro, these play shots was over here shooting niggas' faces. They were shooting shots that I never thought I would see a play shot shoot. Like, real shit. But not the point right now. 2K21 was an interesting game, to say the least. Like, it was interesting because we didn't really know what we was gonna get. Like, 2K20 was a solid game. Like, I really mess with 2K20. 2K20 is one of my favorites. But many people was also saying 2K20 was straight mid, and the only reason that everybody said it was good is because we sat in the house. That might be a little bit of the truth, but at the same time, you gotta really understand. 2K20 was a very different 2K from all the other ones. It wasn't the same. Now, did it have the same part and did it have the same shots? Maybe. They didn't really change the damn thing when it came to that aspect. But it had a different gameplay. New builds came out. The Pi archetype, this is the first year they had the Pi archetype, which was a very cool, you know, which was very cool to add. And then they had the most OP builds ever. They had builds that had their own strengths and had their own weaknesses, and you can fill them out on the court, for example. And then you had the OP build. You had the BP build, aka the offensive threat. Then you had the two-way slasher playmaker. Then you had the rebounding wing. I remember that build was still popping. And then you had the glass cleaning lockdown that can shoot. All of them builds, right? You know, this is also the year that they removed double takeover. But this is not about 2K20. This is about 2K21. Now, coming into 2K21, you saw the same build, alright? I seen a couple of people try to remake the two-way session playmaker, but like I said, they changed shooting that year. They made it to the point where you can still have badges and shoot decent, but you would really have to time your jump shot extremely well for you to green the shots. And you had to have a little bit. You had to have, you know, some badges, but you had to have time your shot extremely well. Hell, you had to time your shot a little, you know, too well when you had a 93-pointer to green some shots. But that's because they changed the shooting. They got tweaking the shooting, you know, to the other people's favors was going to be good. Because like I said in my last video, they complained about the shooting in 2K19, then they fixed the shooting in 2K20, then re-complained, and now in 2K21, they tweaked it. Like, they tweaked it to the point where it's like, okay, now you really gotta time your shot to make it green. Then this game ended up being one of the hardest games to shoot in my opinion, because back then, you know, I really didn't stop shooting with a meter until what? Later in 2K, like until like mid 2K20. That was when I stopped shooting with a meter. So, you know, with me, I shot with a meter last year. I'm thinking, okay, let's see how it is shooting with a meter this year, and let me see how it is shooting with that one, you know, this year too. But when I saw that meter in the gameplay trailer, that was the official moment where I decided that I'm not shooting with the meter in 2K ever again. Because that meter in 2K21 was possibly the worst one we have ever received. Like, it was terrible. Like, I've seen way better. Like, I'd rather have the 2K13 shot time and stuff over that meter. Like, the meter in that game was terrible. And I get it, they were trying to try out some things, but nah, that wasn't it. But, you know, the shooting was a little, you know, it was a little questionable. But on the way to the gameplay. The offense was so overpowered. Like, let's be honest. The offense was a little bit too, way too OP. Because play shots were shooting in everybody's faces. Lockdowns wasn't doing their job, even though they quite literally was locking shit down. Like, the lockdowns, there was only a limited amount of lockdowns that was out there locking shit up. But other than that, though, like, it was like the gameplay was made for play shots to, dominate in. And I didn't really like that, not one bit, because at the time, I played big that week. Like, I had a pain weeks, nigga. I was getting bored. Honestly, I wasn't really minding the play shots. As long as my lockdown could get a couple stops, I can get the rebound, and we can finish this shit out. You know what I mean? I was a paint piece that year. All I was doing was getting boards, passing out to my point guard and my small forward, do what they was doing. If they missed a shot, I got the board. If they didn't make and if they made the shot, I'm getting back on you. But yeah, speaking of bigs, the bigs that year was honestly pretty decent too, man. The bigs, this was the year with that one move where they would stop, spin backwards, and yam on a nigga. That was the year that was popular. I forgot what move that was called. It was called the pausing. That was what that move was called. Every big was spamming that every time. And this was also the year the dog outs was getting popular. Like, but I think that was called when you would go to my court and you and your big, you friend would get their big and you would get your big, and you would just try to see who can dunk on your big the most. Dog outs was popular at that time, so it was good. Now, what I didn't like also, there was no diversity. Like last year in 2K20, you was getting I was seeing way more diverse builds. I was seeing rebounded wing. I saw offensive architect, I think that was what it's called. I saw, facilitating finishers. I saw a lot of different builds. But when you came to 2K21, it was the same build over and over and over. It was always a play shot, lockdown defender, two-way, and it was a glass clean lockdown or payments. Same thing every single time. There wasn't really no diversity, and I didn't really like that. Because with 2K, you play video games to have fun on them. You don't play them to try to be the best. That's what I do. I play video games to have fun. I don't try to be the best at what I do. As long as we have fun, it's cool. But that doesn't also mean to lose. Like, I want to win too. Having fun includes winning. So, but that doesn't mean to be the necessarily best. But overall, 2K21 was it was pretty solid, but it could have been way better. Like, if I had to give it a rating, I'd definitely give it, a good 4, probably a 3 out of 10. It was a 3-4 out of 10. It wasn't, forgive me saying solid, it was pretty trash, but there was some goods to it. I'll give it a pretty good 3-4 out of 10, But if you do want me to do more 2K, reviews or 2K, experiences, give me a like and give me a sub. And without further ado, I'll catch you in the next video.